All right, let's go to Tracy in Louisville, Kentucky. Tracy, how can we help?
Hey, thank you so much for taking my call.
You bet.
So my husband is a combat veteran who's been diagnosed with PTSD and schizoaffective disorder. And the longer that he's been out of the service, the more difficult it is for us to communicate and be on the same page, especially when it comes to our finances.
Hang on a second. Take a breath. 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 This is heavy.
Ooh, I'm getting a cardio workout just sitting in my car. My heart's beating so fast.
Yeah, bless your heart. You're good. We're here
good.
with you. Take your time.
How long have you been sitting on this diagnosis?
Since 2016.
Can I say the obvious out loud? It is hard to love somebody and live with somebody with schizoaffective disorder, right?
Yeah.
And
I still love him.
Of course you do. You love him to the end of time. But you've been through hell the last few years, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
And he's contemplating divorce.
Yeah. Yep. And there's probably a part of him that deep down in his soul thinks that your life would be better without him. Am I right?
Yeah, because he's also very, he's almost taken his life twice, too.
That's right, yeah. That feeling of burden. Ugh, I'm sorry, so sorry. What a mess. What's his care regimen look like?
Right now, he's not on medications. We tried that route, and the VA just basically threw pills at him, and the side effects were worse off than dealing with it without medication. He was meeting with our pastor for counseling, and our pastor is not a licensed therapist, but more of like a companion.
Yeah. He needs some true trauma counseling and he's going to have to get a doctor and a psychiatrist that'll walk alongside him. It's not just going to throw pills at him, but this is a tough road to hoe. Is he giving up hope?
I don't think so. No, He's still here.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. This is, you know this, and this isn't even why you called, but this would fall into a very limited number of situations in my world that would be a red alert situation. I'm going to call not the VA. I'm going to get the money. I'm going to figure the finance part out, but we're going to sit with a psychiatrist or a medical doctor that we trust, and that will that somebody recommends that will listen to you, and we'll start small and build up the right way and get into some trauma counseling ASAP. What I want to tell you is I know folks in that situation, and there is help on the other side of it. It feels like everybody's drowning on this side of it. I'm so sorry you're going through that.
Do you all handle your finances together? Are you the primary person who handles it? What's that look like?
So I'm actually a Ramsey preferred coach.
Oh.
It's more along the lines of I do the budget and include him in it. And he sees money differently than I do because of the near-death experiences that he's had.
Right.
That money to him is just, it's not tied to a tangible feature, I guess would be a way of describing it. Like he doesn't view it the same way that I do or somebody with a sound mind does.
Right.
It's just another thing, essentially, is the way he described it.
Well, he's got a very tangible, he's breathed the air of there's not going to be a tomorrow. And so it's really easy to fall into, since there's not going to be tomorrow, let's live it up today, let's spend everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, whenever you've got a brain, PTSD is your body responding in the present as though the trauma you experienced in the past is happening now. And what a good trauma counselor do, and by the way, there's a number of programs and study. There's so many different routes these days that they didn't have 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There's some really extraordinary stuff on the horizon. Not on the horizon, that's already here. Man, when you get your body to calm down in the present, then the future looks real. And right now the future is just not real. It's a myth, right? And you know that. You live in that.
Is he accumulating debt or just spending all the money that's coming in?
Yeah, is there just a hole in the checkbook? What is it?
So he's accumulating a little bit of debt. My name's not on any of it except for the house. We have like our joint savings. He's got his own credit card that he's slowly accumulating debt on, and then.
Does he know this is a problem, or is there a philosophical issue here?
He knows that it's a problem for me.
Okay.
He knows I hate debt.
Would he honor you enough to give away the credit card? Like when I work with folks with bipolar, one of the things is you got to put some roadblocks in front of you, right? I know that things get hard when you're manic or when you're low, but you got to put some roadblocks in front of you. Is he willing to do that or no?
No, he's not.
Okay.
We've had that conversation, and he's at this time no.
Okay. So here's where things get hard, and I want to give you two pieces of wisdom here, okay? Number one,
Okay.
I want you to let the shame that you're a Ramsey preferred coach and you're married to someone who's struggling, let that go.
Yeah.
You're not failing anybody, okay? You're carrying this thing around that you should be this because you're licensed, you're certified as that. Man, you are in hell. Both of you are, and it's hard. Okay, we're walking with you. We're not pointing our fingers at you. Okay, will you release that shame? Just set it down.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and the second thing here is you and you alone need to go see somebody. And I say you alone. Your husband clearly needs to go, but you can't make that. You can't force that. You can't will that. And you got a guy that's. Go ahead.
I am seeing our church counselor.
I want you to go.
Not a trauma therapist.
I want you to go see a trauma therapist. You've been married to somebody with PTSD and schizoaffective disorder, if that's even a true diagnosis, and you need to go see somebody because you've had, whether it's secondary trauma or true trauma, you've seen it all and you've experienced it all, and you've woke up in the middle of the night next to somebody who's screaming and who's sweating and who's bleeding. You've been there too now. I want you to go see a trauma therapist. Somebody who knows what they're doing, who's licensed, and who will walk alongside you. It's not going to be as hard as you think it is, but it's something that you got to do for you. Whew. Thank you for your service. We love you. We love you. We love you.
Yeah.
And keep us in the loop. If we can keep walking alongside you, we're here for you.
Tracy, don't give up. You have so much value. Don't give up. Do not give up.